Yo, welcome to the Women's Basketball Lounge podcast. Grab a drink, grab a cigar, grab whatever your festivities are, and let's go!
Let's go.
Let's go.
I love that intro. Okay. Yes.
Let's go. Catchy. Let's go. Let's do it. How you feeling?
Oh man, I feel like we got a lot of shit to talk about. I feel like we got a lot of shit to talk about. Like, honestly, WNBA is taking over my life, so I just want to talk about that. Just had a birthday, so turned up at the beach, but keeping it short, keeping it cute. So,
happy birthday. Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
You gonna tell the people how old you are or no? We holding it?
I can, because I'm proud. I feel like my age is something to be proud of. Like, this is that age where you're not embarrassed to say, like, I'm a proud 32,
Nice.
I'm
there you
a
go.
proud 32,
Woo. I love that for you. Get it.
Oh, forgot to tell you, I lock my hair up, but it's cute right now. Got my little pigtails, but I told you I was gonna lock it up. So
you sent me a pic, so I did get to see it when it first happened. How you feeling so far? It's a journey. It's a long journey.
I have my moments.
Yeah, it's definitely a journey, but it's rewarding.
How you been? I've been seeing you everywhere and anywhere.
Yeah, I've been good, doing lots of comedy, and also adjusting to a new job, and yeah. But life is good. I'm tired. I'm very tired, but life is good. I can't complain. Basketball has been taking over my life too, honestly. So much basketball being played. And I just watch every game.
You been
much.
in them Aces games?
I haven't been to any Aces home games yet. The only game I've been to was the one in New York. And that's just because of scheduling and all that good stuff. Yeah. But planning to get to some home games soon. But I did wear my God. Today.
Are you serious?
Because my girls need some love. So
they need skill.
I am like letting everybody know it's Aces gang. Because we got I didn't realize we had so many fair weather fans. I see y'all. That's crazy. That's crazy.
They just like them Dallas Wings fans. Shoot.
But let's get into it.
Yeah, the reason I asked, I was like, you feeling like I'm feeling. How you doing? We both kind of feeling the same way.
Yeah, I'm optimistic though. I think the Aces we got to figure that rhythm out. I'm not mad. I was very mad at the loss against Golden State. That hurt my feelings a little bit. But Golden State has been playing very well, and we're gonna get into that.
We're gonna get into it. Let's go.
Yeah, then we got a win after that. I can't remember who that was against. Oh, Dallas.
The fucking
so. Oh yeah,
could that not
y'all.
get any better? The fucking
we
wins.
got that
and
win.
We were up by like 13 with 4 minutes left or something like that. Like,
yeah. And then we lost again to Phoenix last night. But we play without Asia, and Phoenix is a good team this year. So it's okay. Like, I'm still optimistic. I'm not saying, we the best. Obviously, we're not the best team in the league. But,
right.
Like, all we got to do is get in the playoffs. That's it. So we need to work on that.
So segue into a topic real quick. And we're going to throw your topic out there. So there was a conversation on ESPN with Andrea Carter and was Ella Duncan and China Agumake. And they were talking about, like, for the past 3 years, you know, it's been the Aces in the solid top 3. Maybe even past 4 years, right? Aces has always been in a solid top 3. Right now, we got 2 solid top 2s, right? The Minnesota Lynx and the New York Liberty. They 1 and 2, however you want to put them, 1 and 2. They asked Ella Duncan, like, do you think the Aces, like, do you think anybody can claim, like, hey, we got strong 1, 2, and 3? Like, last year, it was like that. It was like, in no specific order, it was like Aces, Liberty, Minnesota, easy top 3. Is the Aces out of the top 3 run talk?
What did she have to say? Or you want me to go first?
I can tell you what she said. I mean, she said yes. She said there is no solid number 3 in the WNBA right now because there are so many sleeping teams like Indiana Fever beating the New York Liberty, or the Seattle Storm when they're having a good night beating Minnesota. You know what I mean? Atlanta Dream sneaking up in here, Phoenix. So it's just like there's so many sneaky teams that is so competitive, and the Aces have dropped to what it was like 5-5 at the time, right? Only winning 50% of their games. It was like there is no obvious 3.
Yeah. I would say that as well, but there's a very important differentiator I want to call out. The Aces last year were not great. We weren't great last year, and we still, were in the playoffs. Why?
But y'all didn't have this start though last year. Let's be honest.
No. Yeah, I'm not saying the two things are the same. But we weren't great last year. The important differentiator to me is that more teams were playing poorly last year than are playing poorly this year. The Aces last year would be in the same exact spot if Seattle was playing better, if Phoenix was playing better last year. A lot of teams in the NBA last year were not playing well, Indiana included, with the exception of Caitlin Clark. And so I think the reason why this season feels different is because the Aces are not playing great and other teams are. A whole lot of other teams are. So, so do I think, we have a solid top 3, like, and are the Aces in it? I mean, I think just statistics, no, we're not in the top 3. But I think we probably wouldn't have been last year either. So, yeah, I have to agree with her, but I'm not concerned. I think that's the only difference. And some of that is just like, I'm a fan. I'm not concerned. Nah, concerned about what? That we not gonna win a championship this year?
That you're not even gonna make it past first round. That y'all not gonna be the Aces no more. That y'all, this could be a make or break when teams go from championship things. Sometimes they get into a 5-year. I mean, the Dallas Cowboys know what I'm talking about, right? Like they get into a 10-year decade drought where they having to go, after number 1 picks. Are we there? No? Too soon? Okay.
Yeah, I think it's way too soon for that. Like, I think there's a lot of basketball to be played still. The Aces are going to be the Aces regardless. Like, the Aces culture is the Aces culture. I think it's other people who are, like, putting a lot of, like, oh, my God, the Aces ain't the Aces no more. It's like, no, we still the Aces. We just not playing well right now. Like, we still the Aces. But I think, there's a lot of basketball to be played. So I'm annoyed. Don't get me wrong. I'm annoyed as fuck. I want to be winning. Like, I want us to figure this out. But we ain't even got to All-Star yet.
Yeah. Okay.
So
there's still time. Jewel Lloyd got to step up. So
definitely, and not just Jewel Lloyd. Yeah, Kirsten Bale stepped up last night in a big way. I was proud of her. But yeah, not just Jewel Lloyd. We need more out of a lot of people, but Jewel Lloyd is the main person. Jewel Lloyd is the investment right now that's not paying off, but
right.
She's still Jewel Lloyd. And so for me, I'm optimistic because at any moment it could click and then that's it.
They invested in the Jewel Lloyd. Like you said, Jewel Lloyd is supposed to be the Scottie Pippen to Jordan to Asia. Okay? Jewel Lloyd to Asia, Michael Jordan to Scottie Pippen. Okay? So she ain't doing that.
The way around, though, everybody got to do better. It's the problem right now is we are not making shots. Our shooting percentage is so low. It's so freaking low. That's the real issue at hand.
That's because you traded your doggy dog.
Oh,
literally.
Because LA is having that much better of a season than the Aces? Like,
Kelsey Plum having a great season. LA
Kelsey
may not, but Kelsey Plum having a better season than Jewel Lloyd.
Kelsey Plum is having a great season. When's the last time Kelsey Plum had a season like that with the Aces?
Every year.
Be serious. Go look at the stats. Like, when's the last time Kelsey Plum? I'm happy for her because I feel like she landed in the right spot because she's playing well again. But for the last 2 seasons, Kelsey Plum has been
that dog.
Sporadic.
Ooh, I can't believe it's coming from you.
Let's look up the stats.
I'll respect it.
The stats don't lie. Be serious. Like, what are we talking about right now? Last year was who were we talking about on the Aces last year?
Yeah.
We was talking about Chelsea Gray and we was talking about Asia Wilson.
No, but it was a big 3. Kelsey Plum. Chelsea Gray was out the whole year. Who held the guards down? Jackie Young didn't hold the guards down. Kelsey Plum held them guards down while Chelsea Gray was injured. Who helped win the national championship in 2023? Because Chelsea Gray got hurt, and who had to close out the game? Chelsea motherfucking dog Plum.
Okay, let's talk about it. Let's compare. Let's compare. So we talking about 23-24 season compared to this season. You got her stats for this season, right?
Right.
Okay. How many points is she averaging per game right now?
21, and last year she averaged 17.8. That's not a big difference, Mick.
Okay, let's go.
That's the same numbers.
It's not the point is she's playing better with them than she played with the Aces. You can't look at a 7 and a 10 and say the 2 numbers are the same. It don't work like that. How many assists is she averaging right now?
Assists right now. She's averaging 5.7 assists a game.
She averaged 4.2 last season with the Aces. I don't think it's nobody's fault. Let's go to 22-23. Wow.
She's always averaged more than 15 points.
Hold on. That's not the point. Like, nobody said Kelsey Plum was a bad player with the Aces. Okay, the point is she's playing better with the Sparks than she played with the Aces. And so the Sparks are a better fit for her. So you can't make the argument that had she played with the Aces, she would be playing better. Like, she didn't play better with the Aces.
I made the argument that, and let me be clear, that Kelsey Plum would be producing more with the Aces than what Jewel Lloyd is producing right now. So
agreed. I agree with that. I agree with that.
We've been arguing about for 5 minutes.
Because that wasn't the original argument. The original argument was that Kelsey Plum is playing just like the original statement was that Kelsey Plum would be the same player with the Aces that she is with the Sparks. Like the original statement was we shouldn't have let her go. Correct. And it's like, well, but she was not playing she wasn't playing to the level with the Aces than she is now.
But she's producing better. She would be, her past produced more than what currently Jewel Lloyd is producing. That's all.
Can't argue that. The numbers are there. But what we trying to do is forecast how well she would be playing right now with the Aces. And I just can't say that. I think she would be playing better than Jewel Lloyd. I agree with that. But I can't say she would be having the standout season she having right now. She's having that because she's in a system that's being built around her. The Aces are built around Asia Wilson.
Correct.
Yeah.
And maybe she wanted the trade. Who knows? We don't know. But,
yeah,
let's go to the next topic.
Let's talk about Caitlin Clark's return to the court. So Caitlin Clark was sidelined with a quad injury. She was sidelined for a couple of weeks, I think. Yeah, 2 weeks with a quad injury. She came back last week. And when she came back, she got 32 points, 9 assists, and 8 rebounds against the New York Liberty, where the Indiana Fever won 102-88, ending the New York Liberty's 9-game winning streak.
Man.
Yeah.
They done woke up a sleeping beast. I saw it. When she did this, when she did that, when you stick that tongue out like Jordan, like, there go that girl. We gonna have to come up with a nickname for that. Her name Clarisha, not Caitlin. Clarisha Clark. There go Clarisha Clark. 3 threes in a row from deep, all above 27 feet. There go Clarisha.
Did you watch that game?
Mm-hmm. I did. I recorded it and watched it later. I knew Fever won, but I didn't, you got to know how. Like, what happened? And I saw what happened. The Fever just was moving the ball so sweet. Caitlin Clark, there was nothing you couldn't do. You double teamed her. She dipped it in to Aaliyah Boston, who's a great finisher, right?
For sure.
Aaliyah Boston is finishing 90% of Caitlin Clark's passes. So she's developing more. So she gonna kill you, or she gonna kill you, or you got Kelsey Mitchell cutting baseline. If you send a double team from the corner and that's the score, it was just like. And then you got Cunningham for the skip pass in case you sink too deep in the paint for the 3 on the other side. It's just like, what could you have done? You did this against the best team in the league, against the champions, against one of the best coaches in the world. You made them quit. Like, they put in their subs at the end. Like, you made them, like, it was a 20-point game, 20-plus point game. Like, who has done that to the Liberty, and who will do that to the Liberty this season? I'm saying it right now. Nobody will beat the Liberty by 20 points besides what just happened, Indiana Fever. Period.
Okay. You heard it here. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch that game, but I was shocked at the outcome. New York has been playing so well that kind of shocked me. I wonder if there's some fatigue setting in for New York a little bit.
They didn't have your girl JJ too.
Yeah, they play without, and that makes a big difference. I didn't realize they played without JJ that game. So, I mean, I feel like her comeback performance basically reinforced her rising star status, right? And it also reinforced this ongoing Caitlyn effect conversation that has been happening where, you know, the thought is like the WNBA's visibility and global viewership has grown because of Caitlyn Clark. And that is essentially the Caitlyn effect. Like when Caitlyn shows up, the views go up, everything goes up. And
That's
that
facts.
leads me to some comments made by Stephen A. And I'm going to let you take over. The comments from Brittany Griner weren't even real. So a satirical site, not a real site, so a site like The Onion that makes satire, not real stuff, created a fake comment from Brittany Griner saying that games used to be chill, a quiet place you could bring your laptop and relax.
Oh.
And Stephen A. thought the comment was real and proceeded to go on a whole tangent about Brittany should be happy about Caitlyn Clark and the views, and Caitlyn Clark is the reason the WNBA gets viewership, and she should want fans and this and that. He basically went in on her as though the comment was real. But in that, he said a lot.
He even talked about, I remember he even talked about her being grateful. You should be more grateful to be even playing in the WNBA after we traded you, you know, to get out of Russian prison. Like he went hard on her over Caitlyn Clark. But I'm not gonna lie, like, should he have gone hard on her that much? No, but I mean, you may not like this comment, Mick, but he was very factual.
About
you
what?
know, he was about Caitlyn Clark putting people in seats, like numbers went down.
All that, I mean,
you know,
all those things
I mean, he was
are
very
true.
factual about, those things are true. Which I'm saying,
But
like,
in
was
the
he a little dramatic?
process, in the process, he slammed another WNBA veteran, and that's the problem with the Caitlyn Clark conversation to me. Like, nobody is having the conversation just about Caitlyn Clark. It's always Caitlyn Clark in comparison to Angel Reese, or slamming Dejanay Carrington because Caitlyn Clark. Like, it's the conversation always puts down another player in order to lift her up, and I don't think that's necessary, because to your point, what he said was true.
Is that why players hate on Caitlyn Clark?
Which players are hating on Caitlyn Clark? Because I don't know if I've heard that.
Twitter is saying they, right? Rumors, right? Even the Brittany Griner, you know, meme that was portrayed wrong, like this white girl suck, or they're filing Caitlyn Clark too hard, or, you know, getting in her face, you know, all this, that, and the other, like going at it. Like, let me rephrase my question. Do you feel like that's why Caitlyn Clark get into so much commotion on the court with other players? Because they feel that energy of always putting someone down, a veteran down, versus Caitlyn Clark. You know, you have the favorite sister and the kids are feeling some type of way that the favorite sister always gets what she wants.
I think that could be part of it. I think the greater part of it is Caitlyn Clark is an underhanded player. We talked about, like I said this before on this show, like, I think that's the greater part of it, but I think the added frustration is probably like, because it's like Caitlyn Clark.
The princess of the WNBA.
Yeah. But she is the queen of throwing a rock and hiding her hand. She does that. She do stuff and then do this. And then the problem with that is the media is there's already an angel effect. Not angel, I don't want to say angel, but halo. There's already a halo effect around her. So what that means is she can't do no wrong. Everything she do is great. You know what I mean?
Right. I will say this. If you go back and watch that New York Liberty and Fever game, you gonna see Caitlin Clark pushing off the whole freaking game. The whole game. She is the queen of push off because the ref don't see it. Like, she push off so quick, so fast, so crisp, you know, and it'd be so clean that she creates the space to get her shot off, right? To get her layups off, all those things. She is the queen of pushing off. And I will say that is also a reason of why people are frustrated with her in the league, is because she don't get called for the push off. You know what I'm saying? So that's very frustrating. That defender, you trying to stay in front and not put your hands on her, but she pushing off first. So that, as you play a long game, that gets very frustrating.
Yep. And that's my point. That's what I mean when I say she's kind of an underhanded player. And I don't want our audience to be confused by that, saying that I'm saying something bad about her. That's because to me, that's just one type of basketball player. Like, I'm not saying she a terrible person. I'm saying that's the type of basketball player she is. I'm not even saying she needs to change it. But that's my point. And
that's what short guards do. I'm not going to lie. Like, I pushed off a lot of times because I'm short and I had a bigger defender on me. I needed to create space to get my shot off. Okay. That's what people do. But at the same time, you know, when people do it well, people start getting, you know. But, I mean, I'm not hating on it. If she don't get the call, she don't get the call. Like.
Well, I think at that point it's when the other side of it comes in, where it's like, and you have this halo effect going. So me as the defender, like, now I'm frustrated, and now I become the devil, the enemy, because you have the halo effect and you can't do no wrong. And so that's where I think that added kind of that added bite or fire comes in on the other. It's extra frustrating because it's like, not only are you not getting called, but then the media is presenting you. If I clap back, the media is gonna take your side. Everybody's gonna take your side. So I think it's a little bit of both. But I don't think Caitlin is without fault in it.
Right. I was gonna say without sin.
Let he who is without pushing off cast first.
Stupid.
But man, like, I just think like I do. And also though, like, I want Stephen A to keep his mouth off of women's basketball. I do because
Mick, our little podcast just getting started, Mick.
And that's what we ain't got nowhere to go. We ain't got nowhere to go but up. You know what I mean? You can't cancel us because we ain't went nowhere yet. We ain't even scheduled yet. So you can't cancel us. So I said it. I want Stephen A to keep his mouth off women's basketball. This situation is a perfect example of how he jumps at any opportunity to talk shit about the game of women's basketball or to speak on it from a perspective that he knows nothing about. Because if he was even kind of a women's basketball fan, he would have known that don't even sound like no shit somebody would actually say. But instead, because he already wanted to say that shit, he found a reason to do it. And so my point is, like, it's obvious. I'm not saying it because he a man. I'm saying it because it's obvious that Stephen A is not a fan of the WNBA. I ain't even gonna say women's basketball. It's obvious he's not a true fan of the WNBA. That's obvious. So how about you just leave it to the people who do this and you stick to what you do? I mean, Stephen A is a big personality. he don't have to. My point is, if you gonna come over to the W or to women's basketball, then respect the game by showing up as a fan first, because then people could actually be willing to hear what you have to say about it. And that's all. That's it.
A toot toot, a beat beat, and that's all, folks.
Yeah, now I gotta sit and listen to you talk for 11 damn minutes about some shit you don't even know what the fuck you talking about. Like, relax, dude. All right, let's get into Angel Reese.
Let's get into it. Let's talk about the Bayou Barbie, Angel Reese. She ain't the Bayou Barbie no more.
Let's do it. Let's start with the good.
All right, now we gonna have the same energy for Caitlin Clark as we do for Angel Reese. We gonna keep that same energy.
Yeah. Angel Reese, first of all, she just hit her first triple-double. So shout out to Angel Reese. In last week, I can't remember who they were playing, but she had 11 points, 13 rebounds, and 11 assists, becoming the youngest, actually the second youngest in the league to get a triple-double. So shout out to Angel Reese. Connecticut. Yeah, they were playing Connecticut. Oh, yeah, that's the game. They were playing Connecticut. So that's the good. Let's talk about Angel Reese and how she been playing this season, first of all. Go for it.
Well, I mean, you know, I'll say this. Chicago fucked Angel Reese over about what they did with the trades, all this free agency, all that. And the fact that Angel Reese has not cried, has not requested a trade, has held her team down every night, still getting double-doubles, getting the triple-doubles, you know, still fighting for her Chicago sky. You know what I'm saying? Not trying to jump ship. You know, I respect it so much because I kind of had a perception of her when she wasn't getting what she wanted at Maryland, wasn't getting the win she wanted. What did she do? She jumped to LSU. So I kind of wanted to see how she was going to respond to not winning. And I'm going to say, she is not winning with class. She is not winning as a star. Like, she's still doing her thing, just like we talked about earlier with Kelsey Plum. Like, even though LA is not doing well, Kelsey Plum is still a star. Kelsey Plum is still an all-star, still a leader. Like, Angel Reese is stepping into constant all-star role, like leadership, all that with the Sky. And I just couldn't be more proud of her, you know. And I'm going to defend her to the max, like Ariel Atkins said. Like, the girl is 23 years old and has a heavy crown on her shoulders. You know, she's not criticized. I mean, Caitlin Clark's not criticized as much as Angel Reese is, let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? If anything, Caitlin Clark gets a lot of praise, you know. But the criticism with Angel Reese is by far greater. And so her crown is heavier, and she still is doing the exact same thing as Caitlin Clark. Triple-doubles, double-doubles, you know, MVPs, all of that. So, you know, I'm very proud of her.
Yeah. Me too. And I think that the same way Caitlin Clark has a halo effect, Angel Reese has a horn effect. And it's starting to irritate me. And the horn effect is basically the opposite of a halo effect. The halo effect says you have a halo over your head, nothing you do is wrong. Horn effect says it's the opposite of that. You have horns in your head, coming out your head, you the devil, and you can't do nothing right. And I feel like that is what has happened to Angel Reese. I feel like, and especially over the last few games, but I'm going to call this game out in particular, the league has not done enough to. Well, I'll say the league is playing a part in that because bad call alert. We haven't done this segment in a while, but bad call alert in this game. Did you watch that game with Connecticut?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you saw the incident where Bria Hartley pulled Angel Reese's hair.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, what ends up happening in a situation, Angel Reese had what I felt was an appropriate reaction to having her hair pulled to the extent that her head is going back as she going up for a rebound.
Mm-hmm.
She turns around, she balls her fist up, right? I imagine she said, "Did you just pull my hair?" And Bria Hartley is like trying to explain it away, saying it was an accident. Wait, no, was it Bria Hartley who pulled her hair, or was it
I think Hartley is the girl she pushed.
Yeah,
and somebody
she pushed
else pulled
Hartley.
her. Yeah.
Who pulled her hair?
Some guard from Connecticut that I don't know.
Some guard, I don't know her name. So the guard from Connecticut pulled her hair, right? Angel Reese has an appropriate reaction. What I think is an appropriate reaction. Turns around like, "Did you fucking pull my hair?" The girl is like, no. I threw a rock and now I'm hiding my hands. No. It was an accident. Bria Hartley comes and puts a hand on Angel Reese's arm. Angel Reese pushes Bria Hartley. Tina Charles comes over. Like, so Angel Reese and now Bria Hartley get into it. Tina Charles comes over after the situation was starting to die down. Tina Charles comes over and gets in the face of Angel Reese. What ends up happening is Tina Charles gets a tech for instigating after it was pretty much over.
Mm-hmm.
The girl who pulled Angel Reese's hair got a common foul.
Mm-hmm.
And Angel Reese got a tech. Now, what's wrong with that situation?
Tina Charles got a tech too.
Tina Charles deserved a tech. I think Tina Charles knew she was going to get that tech. She just didn't care. Tina Charles on her way out the league. She like, girl, whatever.
Okay, so let me defend this a little bit with the officials, right? So when they look back at it, they didn't call a foul on the girl that pulled Angel Reese's hair, right? There was no foul on Angel Reese, right? So therefore, they couldn't go and evaluate a technical foul on her because there was no foul on her initially. Does that make sense?
So the foul was called on the girl who pulled her hair. How come that foul wasn't? The foul was called. They called a common foul on her, and then they reviewed it to see if it should be upgraded to a flagrant, and they didn't.
You sure the foul was called on her?
I'm almost positive, but I could be wrong. But I'm almost they called a foul on her.
Because I thought it was a foul on the other girl. I thought it was a foul on Tina Charles. And then they didn't see the pull of the hair till after.
I could be wrong, but I thought they called the foul. They called the common foul immediately, like a loose ball foul or something.
Right.
And then when they went back to look at the whole situation, like, they didn't upgrade it to a flagrant. And I don't understand how you can pull somebody's hair and not get a flagrant foul. How can that be an accident?
Yeah.
That's my first issue with it.
Yeah.
My second issue with it is the rule not that if an altercation occurs, you are not allowed to put your hands on a member of the other team? That's an automatic tech. We saw that happen with Aaliyah Boston and Angel Reese. Is that not the rule?
That's the rule.
Okay. So why is Angel Reese called for a tech for pushing Bria Hartley after Bria Hartley initiated the contact with Angel Reese?
Right. Right.
That's what I mean. Like, I feel like the league missed an opportunity to not villainize Angel Reese in that situation. Like, Angel Reese in that situation was punished for her reactions to what the fuck was happening to her. And some people got off with some shit. The girl who pulled her hair, get the fuck, that was an accident. The only way that's an accident is if your arm got caught up. You know what I mean? And that's not what the footage showed. The footage showed you pull it.
Like this. When you do this.
Come on. And you're seeing Angel Reese's head go back. She could have really hurt her. Like,
I could see if you grabbed on it and was like, oh, snap.
Yeah.
But you grab, pull, yank.
And then that's that old bullshit. When Angel Reese turned around, it was an accident. It was an accident. I hate a throw a rock and hide their hand ass motherfucker. I hate that shit in real life. That nice nasty shit. Don't do that. Don't throw. If you're gonna throw a rock, throw a motherfucking rock and own that you threw the rock. Don't throw a rock and hide your hand. Like, that's bullshit. But in this situation, it's like, what did Angel do wrong in this situation? She pushed Bria Hartley, yeah, but Bria Hartley touched her first.
Yeah. I feel like
that was a bad call. It's a terrible call.
Yeah. But I really think it's because they couldn't review it because the foul wasn't on her. The refs didn't even know that she got her hair pulled. So I think that's why that validates the refs, you know, not putting the horns on Angel Reese. Like, it validates them of why it wasn't consistent, you know, with the Aaliyah Boston situation or something stuff.
I have the clip. Let me see. I just want to see who the foul was on.
Yeah.
If I can. Okay. So the loose ball foul was originally called on Bria Hartley. It was Bria Hartley who pulled her hair, and the name of it says Hartley received. Officials paused the game to review the incident. After a brief delay, technical fouls were issued to Reese and Nelson Adota for unsportsmanlike conduct, which I think they actually got wrong in this article. That other foul was on Tina Charles. Hartley received a common foul, a decision that raised eyebrows from some fans and frustrated the Sky bench as they felt the hair pull warranted a flagrant one, given its unnecessary nature.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, that's so unfair for Angel Reese. Like, and I literally saw her say to the refs, she pulled my hair. Like, she pulled my hair. Like, yeah. And like when you say that, like, what could the ref have said after that? Like, she pulled my hair. What could he have said? Like, I didn't see it. You got the video. You saw the replay. Like, what? I just don't. Yeah.
How is that not a flagrant foul? And so that's why I'm like, in some ways, I feel like at this point, the league is complicit.
Let's not get on officials. Let's not get on officials. Oh, my God.
But that's my point. Like, the league got to do something about this officiating. It at least needs to be consistent across the board. How do you give Aaliyah Boston a tech for grabbing Angel Reese when Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark got into it because she grabbed somebody from the opposite team in a confrontation, but you don't give Nelson Adota the tech because she did hers on the low, a little slide touch to Angel Reese's arm. Nah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, we turning Angel Reese into the Joker. Like, we villainizing her. Like, give her the right fucking cause. Don't make her be the villain every time.
And you know, when we make people the villain, as they get older, and by the time their career is up, they mental is fucked up. Like, we on a serious tip, right? Think about it. Ron Artest, we made him a villain, right? We made Dennis Rodman a villain. Look at him. You know what I'm saying? We've made Draymond Green a villain, and guess what? He punching teammates in the face. Everybody know he crazy. He's accepted that role. That role comes with a lot of mental space of like, you waking up every day where millions of people think you're the villain. Like, we don't wake up to go out in the world and be bad. We wake up in the world to go be good. And when you take that on social media every day, that just over years of a 20-year career, blah, 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 you lose your mental a little bit. And I just say this, to Angel Reese, if she's listening, take my words is not into offense. It's just into respect, that it comes from love, that I want you to protect your mental space at all times. You know what I'm saying? And I want to give you praise. We want to give you praise on this podcast that you are not the villain. You don't have to play the villain. You can play the good, pretty girl that you want to play. Like, you can play anybody that you want to be. And that you don't have to tear into this narrative that I'm going to be Big Billy badass, because that's what they want me to be, So, love, respect, but just stay alert.
For sure. And I just want to say, it's not all you. It's not in your head. It's not your fault. Like, it's not all you. Because when you in that situation, you start being like, God damn, like, what? Like, is it me? Like, no, it's not you. Sometimes they do be fucking with you. Like, sometimes they do be fucking with you. So don't internalize that shit. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
so I just wanted to talk about the Golden State Valkyries. The newly minted Golden State Valkyries are 5-5 right now. They winning 50% of their games. At least I think they 5-5 right at the moment. But they are like outpacing previous expansion teams like the Atlanta Dream and the Chicago Sky, with a lot of competitive wins and like really close losses. Like, the Valkyries are better, I think, than their record right now. That they are being that like gnat in your ear. Teams, I feel like, do not want to play them really right now because they gonna make it hard for you. And so I wanted to talk about it because, like, what are some takeaways that we hope Portland and Toronto take from that, from how the Valkyries are doing their expansion?
Well, I'm going to give you a fun fact. If playoffs was today, the Valkyries would be going to playoffs and the Aces will not be going to playoffs. So,
yeah.
That's crazy. First year in the league going to playoffs over the Aces. Like, okay. Anyways.
It's not that crazy. The Aces went to the playoffs their first year, didn't they?
I don't know. But, I mean, the Aces wasn't starting from ground zero. Like, the Aces were the Silver Stars. Like, and the Silver Stars had championships after championships. Let's not forget, winning legacy, Becky Hammond, all that, Sophia Young. So, I mean, come on. The Aces had a lot of legacy still to build off of. The Valkyries is just starting off at zero, and they starting off, I think the only out of their starting five, there's only one starter who started last year on a team out of their entire five. That's phenomenal what that coach is doing, what she learned from Becky Hammond, all those things. I'm gonna give it to the coaching. I'm gonna give it to the coaching, because you got to give the coaching strategy, training camps, learning, gelling. Like, that's what we haven't done in Dallas, right? Like, and all the coaching is complaining about is our togetherness. No, the Valkyries coach went in there and she got them together by any means necessary. And they faced the hardest, training camp out of everybody. Like, nobody on that team played on the same team as last year, So that team came together from everywhere. So, yeah, man. I mean, the Wings play the Valkyries tomorrow, Tuesday the 17th of June. So I'm going to go see that game. I'm excited to see it. Because this is like role players beating these all-stars. So I'm excited for the underdog. Am I a fan? But you know, I don't have to be a fan to give respect.
Yeah, for sure. One of the things I hope that teams, like expansion teams that are coming, take away from them is what you mentioned. Like, these are role players. There's not really a superstar on that team. There's no superstars on there. Just really consistent, reliable players. And they not even, I mean, Tip is not even playing right now. So they still have some up to go when she comes back. But I hope that, you know, Portland and Toronto take away from this, like, it doesn't have to be a superstar that comes in order to have a great team. Like, you can build with role players. All you need is consistent players, players willing to do the little things, and a great coach, a great experienced coach. But yeah, I just wanted to give the Valkyries some of their things, because I think a lot of people expected the Valkyries to have a losing season this season, and so far that's not what we're getting from them.
Right. I thought they was gonna have a losing season. I did not see them having a better record than the Connecticut Sun. Oh my God. You know, I thought the Wings was gonna be top 4. So, you know, this season has just opened up a can of worms. You know, it made me look at the game a different way. I thought, you know, because the whole system really has to work. I mean, I knew that initially, but, you know, as a coach, like the coaches, the players, the all-stars, the bench warmers, the assistants, everything got to be right. You got to gel. But it's just like, when you are a professional, like, it's anybody's night. Like, it truly can be. Like, and that's what we love about this. Like, it can be, like, the Wings can come back. Like, if they start clicking, like, we have stars, Paige Beckers, Arike, like, you know, Maddie Seagrass, Dejanay, like, we have the potential to kick the New York Liberty's ass. But and I think that's what we love about the WNBA so much, is it can be anybody's night, you know. So respect to the Valkyries, because they take every game seriously, and they've been doing the darn thing.
Yeah. We're going to see how this plays out with Dejanay Carrington and, you know, this coach over here. So we're going to see how that's going to play out. But it's not looking like it's vibing. So, yeah, I sense some stuff in the air. I sense some shaking up before. Do we know when the trade deadline is? Has it passed already?
No, it hasn't passed. The Wings just traded for the Chinese girl from the Seattle Storm. I got her name, Lee Euro, from the Seattle Storm. We got the big girl.
Yeah, and we just picked up Joyner. What's Joyner's? I can't remember Joyner's last name, but we just picked up somebody too. So I sense some moving and shaking in the air. That's all. I just want to put that out there.
But you're not trading fucking Dejanay. I don't care if you sense hatred. You not trading Dejanay Carrington in the middle of the season like this, too early in the season, where you paying this woman a lot of money. You did a lot of shit to get this woman. You gave up a lot of trades, a lot of money, all this to get her. You keeping her. Just like Connecticut keeping Marina Mabry, right? They did a lot of shit to get her ass from Chicago. They not letting that investment go. So, Wings, you will be very stupid. I don't care. You need to get rid of the coach before you get rid of the
I was going to say, actually, I wasn't. For me, like, I think it's more likely that they fire the coach in the middle of the season and keep Dejanay Carrington. But I sense some shakeups, is my point. I sense a shakeup in the air. Yeah.
Because you know what? I love the Dallas Wings assistant. She was the coach for in Unrivaled.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you how you feeling about like the coaching change, but I figure we can talk about that at another show. Cause I'm like, I just feel like their old coach would have been better. They would be having a better season right now.
Nola Henry, she won Unrivaled.
No, the Wings. Oh yeah, you talking about Nola Henry? Yeah,
the assistant coach for the Dallas Wings. She won the whole thing in Unrivaled. Was able to, coach a team that started off kind of rocky. Like she has the experience, and I believe she kind of has the personality. You can say it how you want. I believe our current head coach, he just does not have the personality to make these people play at the greatness level that they need to play on. I'm not saying he's not talented enough, but everybody knows it has to be a right fit, a right coach. A right coach when to know to push, when not to push, when to be easy, when to be hard, all those things. I don't think he has the right personality. And honestly, moving him out the way and making one of the assistants move up, I actually think would be a great move. Just me personally.
Interesting. You heard it here first.
So I just wanted to, go ahead in here and address, right now, like we never give them the respect that they deserve. Like, yes, both New York Liberty and the Minnesota Lynx were 9-0. Now the Minnesota Lynx are 12-1. Like, we just need to talk about, like, number one, the Minnesota Lynx. Like, we just need to give them a segment on their own. Give them their props. Nafisa Collier is playing better than our phenomenal Angel Reese, our phenomenal Breonna Stewart, our phenomenal Caitlin Clark, our phenomenal Angel Reese. Like, can we say this again? Nafisa Collier. Like, she has signed with Michael Jordan, the Jordan brand. You got Courtney Williams dogging it out. Like, they got their own little hotel podcast together, her and the other point guard, which is funny as hell. They've been dropping some gems that we didn't even know about that I want to get into. Like, the players don't get paid for playoffs. Like, we're going to get into that and everything. And so it's just like the Minnesota Lynx, they have the entire package. They have a star that I'm saying it, like, the way she's playing right now, she just needs one more month of consistency of that, and she got MVP in the bag. I'm sorry, ain't nobody pulling her numbers like that right now. Mm-hmm. Right now.
I agree. Nafisa Collier looks really good. I hear a lot of people talking about her. But if people are not talking about her, you should be, because she's a bad girl. She was bad in Unrivaled. She was bad the season before Unrivaled. I think we just seeing her, start to really come up to a head. Like, we haven't seen all the great things that she can do and will do. So yeah, she's a force to be reckoned with. Minnesota is a force to be reckoned with.
Right. So let's talk about the guards we love, Courtney Williams and Natisha Heidemann. So I guess they room together when they on the road because they've been going live stream in a hotel room, talking shit, talking about things going on in the W. One little quick topic they were talking about is Skylar Diggins. When they played the Seattle Storm, Skylar Diggins got into it with McBride, and Natisha Heidemann came over and stepped over and held on, and Skylar Diggins put her hand down, and so Natisha Heidemann told us what Skylar Diggins had said, because obviously we can't hear from the TV. Did you see that clip?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so Natisha Heidemann was like, told the story. She was like, when she did that to my hand, when Skylar Diggins hit my hand down, she was like, that crush I had on you, I don't have a crush on you no more. You can forget about it. And Skylar Diggins was like, girl, shut up. You still love me. And Courtney Williams bust out laughing. Natisha Heidemann bust out laughing. And I thought that was just so cute. Like, the things we don't hear, that was going on the floor. Like, these WNBA players is just funny as hell.
For sure. I haven't checked out their podcast. I'm gonna have to listen to it.
Yeah, I think it's a live stream on Courtney Williams' Instagram, or they share their Instagram. But lastly, what I want to talk about is what they shared is players do not get paid for playoffs. They do not get paid. The Minnesota Lynx said that they just only received a bonus check for $3,000. $3,000 was a bonus for going to the finals. But they don't get paid for round 1, round 2. They got a $3,000 bonus for going to the finals. That's all they got. Over a month and a half of basketball. I think that's ridiculous.
So when they say they don't get paid for the finals, do they mean they don't get paid more for the finals? Or do they mean that they don't get paid at all?
When
the playoffs rather.
When regular season stops, they check stops. Like, they only get paid from May to fucking when does playoffs start? September, October, September. That's it. They don't get paid like, oh, my salary is $80,000. I'm gonna split that up by 12 months and distinguish out to all the players. No, they get paid when their season is on, and when it's the end of the season, you going in the playoffs. You are volunteering your time to go to playoffs and win a championship. Like literally, Courtney was like, when you go for a championship in the W, you just gotta want to win and have a will to win, because you don't get bonuses for winning. You don't get extra pay.
Yeah, that's the interesting part. Like, that means everybody who's playing in the playoffs, like, at this point, you playing because you want a ring and not because there's money on the line. I mean, there's still money on the line. Like, you're not getting a check from the W, but there's some
sponsorships
to your personal brand and value by being in the playoffs. So there's that. But yeah, no, I didn't know that. Interesting.
Me neither. Yeah, I think like there's a lot of things we probably don't know about the WNBA that would like shock us fans. You know?
Yeah. For sure.
But yeah, that's all I want. Yes, that's everything.
Nice. It sounds like we did a show. Don't forget to tell, where are you going right now?
I was looking at how much time we was going for. I'm at 1 hour and 13 and making sure that my video was on. Okay. My bad.
You gotta be in your seat, otherwise you can't just be getting up and shit.
If you don't sit down somewhere.
But yeah, don't forget to tell a friend about our show. If you like the way we talk about basketball, you like listening to us, watching us, make sure you like, share, and comment on our posts and our page. I'm asked for Mick on all social media platforms.
And I am Coach J Green on all social media platforms. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much for listening and tuning in.
Bye.
Peace.